It looks like you're having some trouble with the interval notation, so I'm just going to go through how to do it because it looks like you've been working on your own, like on your own time. So this way you can look at it and see if you need help tomorrow. All right, so you want to try to figure out, solve this inequality. So the first thing you're going to do is set up the equation, and you're going to go through and solve it. Okay, keep in mind that there's an and here because that will make a difference about what you do. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is just solve both equations, both inequalities. All right, so you have these two pieces right here. So what we're going to do is graph them on the same line. All right, so x is less than -5 would be like right here, going to the left. And then we have x is greater than or equal to -2. So because this one was a less than, it's going to be an open circle. Because the other one was greater than or equal to, it's going to be going this way and be a closed circle. All right, so because this is and nothing overlaps, your answer is going to be no solution. All right, so this is one you can try that's very similar. Actually, you know what? Let me go through because it might overlap. All right, so if it overlaps, it's going to be a little different answer. All right, so 4w plus 2 is less than or equal to -2, and -3w is less than or equal to -12. All right, I'm going to solve that real quick and then come back on. Now remember, when you're dividing by a negative, so in this case you're dividing by a -3, you're going to switch the sign. So this becomes greater than or equal to. All right, so we're going to graph it again. We've got -1 and we've got 4. So -1 is less than or w is less than or equal to -1, so it's going to look like this. And then w is greater than or equal to 4. So again, there is no overlap. And the answer is no solution. All right, so looking at this next one, E and F are sets of real numbers defined as follows. Okay, so what that is giving you is it is giving you what you need to write on the number line. So y is less than 2 and y is greater than or equal to 6. So it wants you to show this one and this one. So the way that I remember what this sign means is that it's kind of like a frowny face. So this is only where the lines overlap. Okay, this one is going to be all possible. So this one's like your or, this one's like your and. Okay, so in this case, this one's going to be no solution because there is no overlap. Okay, this one's going to be -infinity to +2, or 6 to infinity. Okay, solve the compound inequality. Okay, these are the same things. If you want to try these and then Let me know if you have questions tomorrow. That's fine. All right, guys, so here's how we do these questions. The first thing you're going to do is go through and find the information that works. All right, so we've got, this is important, and this is important, and then you have this information here that's important, so is this, and then we're looking for the cost using 26 HCF of water. All right, the next thing you need to do is figure out what your coordinate represents. Okay, so we're going to put in here HCF for our X coordinate because it's on the bottom here. And then we've got our monthly cost, which is your Y coordinate. All right, so we're going to go ahead and mark this down, estimate where these belong. So this is going to be your 1338.06, and then your blue point's going to be here at 36. Okay, and we have to figure out the slope, so we do that by using this formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so this is your x2, this is your y2, this is your x1, this is your y1. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and plug these in. So 78.31, which is your y2, minus 38.06, which is your y1, over 36 minus 13, and that's your x2 and your x1. Then you can just use your calculator because it says you're allowed to use a calculator on the standard. And you can figure that out. So I'm going to do that real quick and come back with the answer. So our slope is 1.75, and that's going to be dollars per 1 HCF. Okay, so we've got this information, and now we want to figure out the cost. So we want to go back on our graph and figure out kind of where that cost is going to fall. All right, so this is going to be at 26, and we're looking for Y3 in this case. All right, so we're going to take Y3 minus Y1 over, that's your X3, X3 minus X1, and that's going to equal your slope. Okay, so from here, we're going to use those coordinates, and we're going to do, okay, X or Y3 we don't know, minus 38.06 all over 26, which is your X3, minus 13. And that's going to equal $1.75. All right, so Y cubed minus 38.06 all over 13. And we're just going to solve. Okay, so your answer is going to be $60.81 in this case. All right, so just to review, the first thing you want to do is label the points on the line, and you're just going to estimate. Then you use your slope formula, and that will give you your slope. And then lastly, you use your slope formula again to determine missing value. And you're going to use one known point and point with missing part.